Good afternoon, everyone. Our opening prayer. The energy of love is within us and is us. Whole and complete is the I am that we are. We awaken to the truth of our being. We will this be done within and without. May we come to recognize that we receive all that we give, and boy, is that true. We know that we have forgiven ourselves when we forgive others of all grievances held within our minds. May we not be led in temptation by the voice of separation, but instead may we transcend all illusions. For ours is the power, love, and peace of Christ consciousness found within each of us, who is but the perfect extension of the one mind and heart that is shared by all and is our birthright as the holy extensions of love itself. Our affirmation of faith. We believe in one God, the author and energy of life, whose love sustains the universe and all things found within it. Our 5 Christ principles. There is only one energy in the universe. That energy is love, at all times active in everyone, everywhere. 2, we are the divine energy of love, and that energy is found throughout the universe and in all things, whether seen or unseen. 3, we create our experiences by what we choose to think, feel, and believe, thereby establishing our responsibility for our own choices. 4, through opening our heart center, we connect with the energy of love and bring out the Christ within us. 5, we express our desire to be of service when we live and demonstrate Christ consciousness in all our affairs. And God always has our highest good.
Thank you, Miss Bobby. And I want to welcome everyone who is here in person, those who are watching, and to those who will watch later in the week. Welcome again to the Church of Christ Consciousness. And we are here for all of those who are truly, truly ready to live the truth of their being. Today is going to be a little different. I'll start with the title, the talk title. The talk title is Let your addiction be to your passions, not your distractions. So let your addictions be to what you find passionate, not to what stands in the way. All right? I want to start with this. Thoughts become words. Words becomes action. Actions become behavior. Behavior becomes a habit. And habits can become addictive. Most of us, when we think of something that is addictive as being bad for us, if you look up the word addictive, it says addiction, all right? The word addiction means to be dependent upon. It makes sense, because probably those here know at least one, or those watching, you know at least someone who's addicted to something, whether it's drugs, alcohol, food, shopping, all right? Yet, the word dependence has a much deeper meaning. It means reliance and trust. Yes, dependence, the word dependence, you can look it up in Merriam-Webster's dictionary, literally means reliance and trust. So, let your addictions be to what your passion is. not your distractions. In other words, rely and trust on your passions. And here's why. I don't think most people recognize. The word passion means love. It means to love something. Love begins within. But for it to be whole and complete, it must be given. So in essence, the first part of the talk title means to extend, to give to your passion. When you give to what your passion is, you're being creative. You're being as God is, as He is a creator. So are we, because we were created in His image and likeness. We are creators. Yet, we can also be addicted to our distractions. A lot of time. Distractions serve one purpose and one purpose only. To keep us from looking within, but they also serve one other function. To keep us looking out here for what will make us, or what we think will make us, feel good in here. A lot of times we're looking for love in the things that we are distracted by. But we can never find love out here. It starts in here. It starts within us. When we love ourselves, then we will see that those around us love us. Did Jesus not tell us to first love others as we love ourselves? But if I'm looking for love, then I think I'm missing love. I think that I'm missing it. Somewhere I'm lacking love. So I go looking for it out there. That's the distraction. That is the distraction that the world teaches us. Look outside for what you think you don't have. Find it, and you'll be whole, complete, and happy. Well, I don't know about y'all. That might last for, what? A day, a week, a month, a year. But then we start looking out here again because we're no longer satisfied. But yet, if we are truly addicted, in other words, we are dependent, or we rely and trust in our passions, in our love, now we're being creative. And the creativeness begins within us and goes out. Have you ever wondered how some of the people you know in the news, the very wealthy, who, like Steve Jobs, who created Apple, Bill Gates, who did Microsoft, they followed their passion. They followed what they love. They didn't let anything stand in between what they envisioned for themselves. Regardless of what you think of those individuals, that's irrelevant. All I'm asking you to do is to look at what they did. They actually had a dream that became a passion, a love, and you do recognize the universe did everything with them to bring it into fruition, to bring it about. Well, why do we think that they're the only ones who can do that? We can do it. But when we are distracted by what the world tells us we need, you gotta have this next new item, you've got to go out and buy it because it will make you happy. You'll just be in love with it. And when you get it, you'll be whole and complete. You'll feel good. Really? Doesn't seem to work, does it? A lot of people buy a lot of stuff. And they keep buying lots of stuff, trying to fill a hole. Trying to fill a hole within them. And they don't realize what that hole represents. That hole that they feel within themselves, that they want to fill with something so badly. That hole is love. Most people want to be loved. Is there anything wrong with that? Of course not. But I will share with you this. We were told that it is better to love than to be loved. It is better to give than to receive. The good news is, when you are love itself, then everything will be reflected back as love. When you give, by the law you must receive. But we don't give to get back. We don't give in order to receive. We give because it is what? The law, the right thing to do. Y'all have heard me say before, my mama taught me a lot of stuff. One of the things she taught me, now it's about very big. I swear I couldn't have been a little more than 2 years old. And she told me, son, give. Period. Give. Don't look at what somebody else is going to give you. They may or they may not. Give without, she said, give without expectation. Don't expect anything in return. And then here was the beautiful part. Because whatever does come to you is meant for you and is yours. And it will be the best thing for you, whether or not you recognize it in that moment. It took me a while to figure out what she meant. But I have learned in this life, give. Just give. Remember that reliance and trust? I now know what she meant. Because when we give, the beautiful thing is, trust that you will have everything that you need. And some things that you might want. Another thing that she said, she taught me when I was, again, maybe just a little over 2 years old. Ask for what you need, not for what you want. Because once you have what you need, your wants will come. You will find that what you've wanted will begin to appear. But if you are stuck believing that you don't have what you need, then you'll never see the things appear that you want. Because you're too closed off. She's right. She was right about a lot of things. We have to trust. And I'm going to change the talk title up just a little bit. Be addicted to God. Passion, love, God. Be addicted to God. Not to the world and the things found in the world. Be addicted to God. For those of you who know anything about A Course in Miracles, one of my favorite lines in the Course says this: recognize that you are wholly dependent upon God, just as He is wholly dependent upon you. That shakes a lot of people up the first time they hear it. So let me ask you a question. How many of you are passionate about God, with God? That you love Him from the bottom of your heart and you know that you are dependent upon Him. The thing I think that most people don't realize is He's also dependent upon us. Are we not told that we are His hands, His feet? We are His voice to communicate the truth. More than anything, He is dependent upon us for this one thing and one thing alone. To be the light. To be the light as Jesus told us that we were, to be the light unto the world, unto a dark place, a very dark place. So is He dependent upon us? Oh yes. To be His light, to be His lighthouses. Take just 1 second and imagine if just a quarter of the population of the world knew that they were a lighthouse. Have you noticed that lighthouses don't really make noise? We're not asked to proselytize. We are asked, though, to be the light. Distractions keep our light from shining. That's what they were made to do. They were meant to keep us in darkness. The light is within us. Always has been, and it always will be. And when we are addicted to our passions, when we are addicted to love, when we are addicted to God, we don't need to do anything. For the light within us does it all for us. For that light is shared with others. They will see it. And that little tiny ember that's barely burning will catch, and their light will begin. So is God dependent upon us? Yes. Just as much as we are Him. I often repeat this in the talks I give, because they were the only 2 commandments Jesus gave. And boy, were they easy. Love God with all of your heart, mind, and soul. Love God with all of your heart, mind, and soul. In other words, be addicted to God. Love Him with everything. And the second is likened unto the first. In other words, it's equal to the first. And again, what was it? Love one another as you love yourselves. If you do not have love of self, the light is all but blotted out. So I'm going to take it one step farther. Be addicted to your passions. Be addicted to love. Be addicted to God. More importantly, be addicted to yourself, your capital S self, the self that is the one extension of love of God, that is His being. It is within us. It is not found in the world. Oh, the world will tell you, look out here. Sooner or later you'll find it. No, you won't. Because Jesus even told us where it's found. It's found in here. It's found within us. Those who are addicted to their distractions, bless their hearts, they have no love of self. Or they would know. They would know. But they believe what the world has taught. They believe that their wholeness, their completion, their happiness is found somewhere out there. And it never will be. It never will be. Lately, I have run across what seems like a lot of miserable people. I listen to their stories. Don't usually say much. But at the end, I always ask the same question. And the question is this: when are you going to love yourself the way God loves you? When are you truly going to love you the way God loves you? Because until you do, you will always be seeking and searching for something. But the moment that you love yourself the way He loves you, the world rights itself. Your thinking becomes clearer. You begin to feel deep within the core of your being. And you begin to awaken. People ask me, and I will end with this. I've asked, I wish I had $1 for every time I'm asked, how do I awaken? How do I become enlightened? Because if I had $1 for each time, boy, we could have a really good meal. Several of them, actually. My answer is the same. Always the same. When I'm asked, what do I do to awaken? How do I awaken? My answer is simple. Stop looking for love in the world and start loving yourself within. Love will do the rest of it. Love will awaken because it is awake. It is enlightened. When you touch that love within you, there's nothing you need to do. It's already done for you. But how many people will go searching books, synagogues, churches, mosques, temples to find exactly that one thing that will wake them up, enlighten them, not realizing they're stumbling over it all the time. Love. Just love. Love. Be the love. Feel the love. Give the love. There's nothing else. That is awakened. Because isn't that what Jesus did? He gave love. He offered it to everyone. He was that love. All He asked of us was, follow me. That was all He asked. Follow me. He even asked us today, follow Him. For He knew the way. And He knew the path. And He made it clear for us. But boy, are we blind. No pun intended. But boy, are we blind. He gave it all to us. The truth, the life, the way. But we're still looking out there. We missed everything he told us. And here we are 2,000 years later, still stumbling around in the dark, when the light is right here. The love is right here. You know, we each have a light switch. The problem is, you cannot turn anybody's light switch on. You have to turn yours on. Then, when you flip your light switch on, you will have enough light to, excuse me, to help someone else find their light switch and turn it on. Again, that's what we were asked. That's why God is dependent upon us to be the light of the world. But if your switch is off, you've missed the whole point. So go this week. Look within yourself. Find the love that you are. Let your light shine. It's there. Find the blocks, the obstacles that are covering the light. Get rid of them. The love is already there. You don't need to seek for it. It's already there. Just uncover it. Be it. Live it. And find out just how much you really are loved. You'll never seek for love ever again, because you have this infinite storehouse of love. Infinite love. You can't add to infinity. Impossible. But until you flip the light switch on and become the lighthouse and share or give the love, you'll never know the love that God, the universe, the Christ, whatever term you want to use, has for you. And when you touch it, when you touch that love, you will know one thing. You're home. You are home. You will recognize heaven was always right where Jesus told us it was, within us. You will be at peace. You will be happy. No matter what occurs out here, within you is always peace. It's always happy. Always love. Because it knows it's home. It doesn't seek for shelter. It's home. Remember, home is where the heart is. My last question to you, where is your heart? Where is your heart? Is it in the world? Or is it in God? You have to answer. Next week. See you. All right. If you would, just a quick meditation. Miss Penny is going to lead us real quickly in a meditation, and then we'll close the service.
Let's get ready for today's reflection by just moving around and getting comfortable. and breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Begin by seeing yourself standing within your heart center. And as you stand there, let your thoughts arise. Whatever thought comes up, acknowledge it. Don't suppress it, but don't grab hold of it either. Just let it go. And sit here for just a few moments, breathing in and breathing out. Standing in your heart center, watch your thoughts and let them go. And as we move forward with our day, let's greet each day by centering within our hearts and sharing our light with everyone that we meet.
Thank you, Miss Penny. And again, I'd like to thank everyone here, those watching, those who will watch later. We'd like to thank everyone who supports us, because we really are here to share the truth, the light, with the world, with each other. And I want you to remember one thing. Please remember this. You are loved. You are loving. You are lovable. You are the very love that is God. If you would, please hit the like button and share the message so that more people can hear the truth, live the truth, bring light to this dark world. And if you would, say with me, silently, our closing prayer. Divine love, through me, blesses all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive. For we all give, receive, and live through and from love. Amen. Next week,